Josh, why are you eating like a peasant man?
Please go upstairs. I love you so much.
You eat dinner?
Huh?
You just put your whole hand in your mouth.
That's what Evie does.
Dude, Corona, bro. You got to keep your fingers 3 inches from
You
your
have
mouth.
to throw it in like this.
Well, this is another episode of How Stupid People Succeed. I'm Josh. This guy right here, that's Jeremy Dunn. These are our two brides, Amanda and Brittany.
Well, no, that's his bride, Amanda. This is my bride. They're not both Josh's brides. That's Josh's
Sister
side.
wives.
Josh's brides are Amanda and Jeremy.
Well, good news before we go.
Anybody's going to be
go on
Josh's
too
second
much.
wife, it's definitely me.
Yeah, that little thing back there you saw running around here. This is our mascot tonight. This is Evelyn.
Say hi.
But make sure you like us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Facebook, YouTube, podcast, Spotify, Apple, all those fun things. Make sure you.
It's a good one.
What?
Spotify's a good
Spotify.
one. Spotify.
But other than that, what do you got for us, Mr. Dunn? We are quarantined. Have a Zoom podcast going on right now.
Yeah, I got to say, I can definitely tell people are getting bored because our Facebook likes are spiking a little bit in the last week. So we figured we better not take another week off and better get on here and do a couple episodes to keep the page fresh. But really just we figured we'd hop on here and talk a little bit about quarantine life. We've never lived this way.
No.
And I don't think you guys have. And it will probably be the first time and the last time in our lives we have to live this way. So we figured we'd just check in on you guys, make sure everybody's still alive. I haven't seen Rafe yet in the background. I saw Claire earlier, but so hopefully Rafe's okay. But you guys are still alive, and I'm proud of you. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I try to live this way, so
Yeah, this is like a dream come true for Amanda.
this works for me.
It's like everybody's washing.
I'm
Oh,
struggling,
no hugging.
not gonna lie.
Well, you guys just went to Florida. You went to what Amanda called the hotbed.
The hotbed.
With the,
We
you call it the
figured
hotbed.
we're in a house. We're in a quarantine in a house with a pool.
Yeah.
So we went to Florida for a week and sat inside. I honestly thought like, okay, things will blow over. It'll be a little bit calmer. Actually, things got way more intense. So we were like, well, yeah, let's go back. Brittany, obviously, it was her spring break for work. So she had to be back the following week for school meetings and stuff like that because there's still a ton of stuff they're doing online. And then with all the small business stuff, I had to get back because there's a lot of people that we work with as far as other businesses and employees, and everything in Ohio right now is just absolutely crazy as far as unemployment and the government funding and what's going to happen there and what loans are available. Yeah, so we came back, and actually this week has been pretty intense week, busy as far as work and stuff, but definitely very, very different.
I'm not one that usually avoids people. Like I seek people out, as I mean, you guys know that, but it was very interesting, like actively trying to avoid people on our car ride down there. Like trying to, like when you're walking past people, like literally going like this, you're trying to not get within that range. It was very weird. And I think it was a very interesting, dynamic, I think, for me, having to not even really like engage with people at all or get close, like, I don't know. It was just it was weird.
It was great. I love
weird.
it. I get to go to a public place and not feel like I have to be nice or say hi to anybody.
Like
It's awesome.
I've never gone out of my way to not talk or interact or engage with people. And like, we had to do that.
Yeah,
It was
Josh.
very
Yeah,
interesting.
Josh is obviously a realtor out there, just spreading the virus like wildfire because apparently they have great lobbyists. You guys have the wine's back pocket somehow. How much money did you send him for his campaign?
I do need some hand sanitizer. I'm out of hand sanitizer.
Oh,
so
yes.
I ran out today. So
We have.
So Amanda, what has anything changed with your job? Is your job more intense because of the nurse side of things? Is it less intense or?
So, I mean, I always have worked from home, so that's not really changed, obviously. The information is intense and changes to accommodate, obviously, our population has been busy, but I've talked to nurses in the field and it's kind of all over the place. So I'm just keeping an ear out mostly and updating our teams, but it's just been a lot of change to make sure that people are safe at home, honestly. But
So the nurses you work with,
my job is not.
where are they located?
So the people that we talk to are in Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan, and Indiana. So we just, I mean, it's all local, but hi, Evelyn.
No, what's your movie?
Watch a movie.
The one thing that is different, though, I will tell you, is all of our, well, not all of our associates, but a lot of our associates have small children. And this is what they deal with every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Children while they're working, and that's been
Just
really tough for people.
Just so everyone knows, our in-laws live with us, and my kids are being watched by someone. They are 7 and 5, and they're being taken care of. Just FYI.
Just so we're clear, just so nobody calls.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
We have random kids running around our house at 9:30
Well,
at
we
night.
have children. It's allowed that they run around their own home.
It's
I was on a Zoom call the other day with our staff at one of our schools, and Anchor definitely showed up without clothing on. In my
That's my boy.
he
Just
just
naked.
straight said, all you see
Doesn't
is his
care.
little face. He's outside the camera and he just goes. I was like,
Well, you got to tell them about the flag. So because you're working
yeah.
at home and because both our kids are.
Yeah. So my kids are not used to, with my schedule as an educator, obviously I'm home in the summers. And if I bring work home in the evenings, I do it after they're in bed. So they're not used to really seeing me like work from home. So those first couple of days, it was very interesting because they wanted, obviously naturally, all moms can empathize, they wanted me every second of the day. And they wanted to ask me things just because I was here. Things that they would normally be self-sufficient on, they were like, Mom, can you do this? Mom, can I have that? So it's constant. And I'm, like, obviously now 90% of my job, I'm on a video chat of some kind 90% of the day. So I'm constantly like, yeah, go over there. Oh yeah, I know. So I'm like, it was awful. So we had to come up with a plan. And so one of the things that we do that I've seen some amazing teachers do in the classrooms is that they'll have like anything, any colored sort of, I mean, I've seen anywhere from like red Solo cups to, they've made like actual stoplights out of construction paper. I mean, there's been all kinds of things. So, but it's when teachers are working in a small group, they indicate somehow when you can approach them for questions and when questions at that moment are off limits. So the rest of it's a management technique. So when the rest of the class is working and you're with a small group, then you can non-verbally communicate. So I decided to bring that idea into my home. And so I just found like the red flag was made out of a Christmas box that I cut up. And the green one is a piece of felt that I had in our art supply cabinet. I mean, and then the sticks are skewers that you like cook shrimp on the grill. I mean, seriously, it was the most,
I think it's shrimp on the barbie, but
whatever.
Yeah.
It was the most DIY project I think I've done in a long time. But so I made a red flag and a green flag, and I just took 5 minutes out of the day and I said, okay, so here's when you see the red flag on my desk, unless someone is dying or they've lost a limb, you absolutely cannot come into this room at all for anything. And I have a little like mason jar on my desk with pens in it that I just stuck the flag in there so they could see it from both of our entrances. So I stuck the red one up and then the green one whenever I'm just working and they can come in and ask me questions or whatever. And it has been a game changer for us. I implemented it, I don't know, maybe Wednesday. And even Anchor, I mean, Sophia obviously is a little bit more manageable, but even she likes validation. So even she would constantly be like, Mom, is this right? Mom, is this okay? But Anchor, he would walk in and see it, and he'd immediately like creep walk backwards, like, oh no. Or he came in one time, he came running in, he saw it, and he goes, and then he just like turns around and walks away. Or he'll come in, and when he sees the green one, he'll be like, yeah, green flag. Yeah. So it honestly has changed the dynamic of the working space. And I think it's created a little bit of independence on their own, like realizing, okay, maybe I don't need Mom for this right now. She clearly is unavailable. So, but I mean, it's worked. I've loved it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh? Because you're typically all over town, multiple towns. You're everywhere. Has it changed much for you?
Yeah. I mean, this is my office right now. So in our basement, in our little workout room. So been doing a lot of stuff from here. Moved my printer here. Got the I have my printer, my computer. I got my monitors, all that fun stuff. So I can kind of do what I need to do, and then set up appointments, and still showing houses. Obviously, being just cautious about it. We're doing, but it's pretty cool. We're kind of transitioning a little bit, and which I think is good for the business in general. But transitioning to a lot of virtual stuff. So like I've started doing virtual buyer consultations. And so when somebody reaches out and said, hey, I'm ready to start looking for a house, we'll do a Zoom call. I'll take them through the MLS. I'll share my screen. And I'll let them build their own search on what exactly they're looking for, because it's not something you can really do on the third-party sites like Zillow, Realtor.com. Like you can't do that really well. And on the MLS, obviously you can. So that's been pretty cool. But no, I mean, like, I've had a couple listings pull off for the time being. Had one buyer back out, but other than that, I mean, still writing contracts, still showing houses, and still listing houses too. So it's good. It's good.
How are you guys maintaining sanity? I know that's like such a buzz phrase. I feel like going around with people like, I just feel like I'm going crazy. What are some things that you do to kind of just help keep up that sense of normalcy when maybe your normal day-to-day isn't happening?
Well, mine is absolutely normal. So I think the only thing that's different is there's just more people in the house. So I just kick them all out while I'm working. That's typical. So more people like to try and pop in and say hello when it's completely unnecessary. But hi. Yeah, it's not really much different. Honestly, I think the hardest part for me is keeping my sanity is like the doom and gloom of that. I mean, I like to watch the news, so I do want to keep myself up to date. But then at the same time, I know no one else in the house right here likes to watch the news. But I hear it at work too, and I hear from other nurses and then other healthcare communities and how other people are shutting down, and it's just exhausting. And it can be like to where I feel like, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die, to it's all gonna be just fine, which, it's good to be somewhere in between, I think, for your own sanity. But as far as like a daily function, it's the same for me.
One thing I've been struggling with too, though, is like it's, being in our mid-30s, fairly healthy, like it's not really I mean, it's definitely a risk, but like I don't really foresee it as a huge risk for me. But we live with her parents, or her parents live with us, however you want to say it. But like I don't want to bring that home to them because they're old.
Well,
and then our kids as
they're
well.
considered an elderly population.
They're old.
Anyway, and then
you at the door, like shooting your forehead with the temperature gun, swab in your mouth, like Josh, before you come in the door.
Seriously, my dad probably hasn't thought of that yet. Otherwise, he would.
spraying them down outside of the house.
I know, like, we have to have those conversations. Like, well, here's what's really happening. Here's how it actually functions. Here's how a virus can function. Like, we have to have all those conversations. I mean, you have to like reorient yourself to reality at the same
There's
time.
definitely a lot of self-consciousness that you pick up on in this time frame. So even this is probably even 2 weeks ago. I stopped at Friday to grab something, and I was walking up to the cash register, and as I was walking, I had to sneeze, and I obviously
One
sneezed.
liked you at all in that area. Everyone.
I sneezed in the arm, but walking up to the lady, it's like, oh, she's freaking out right now. Like, just because I sneezed. Before you say, oh, somebody would say like, oh, bless you. Now they're like, get out. Like, you have to go. You're quarantine yourself for 14 days. So, and even the self-conscious things of touching your face with people, or, you're reading through a book or trying to grab an envelope or a piece of paper, the habit of licking.
I hate that you guys do that. Please stop doing that.
I'm a finger.
Your fingers to touch paper. I hate it.
Got it. So Josh, you're typically a guy that runs from anything negative. Just like put my head in the sand.
What?
So with all the negativity of it's just true. We're just being honest. Have you had any like mental struggle, or how do you like coach yourself through the emotion of how you feel about all this?
He doesn't. You're confused on one point here. He denies the negativity, therefore he doesn't ever focus on the reality of negativity. So then he doesn't have to deal with the emotions. So that's kind of the moot point of your question.
Yeah.
I think what's cool is we got some perspectives, because obviously Amanda deals a lot with nurses, Josh, but she works from home. Josh is out there in the public a lot in his role. Brittany's an educator who has to be home, but then struggling with the mama bear feeling of all the kids that she's not caring for. I don't know what the stats are, but a very high number of the kids that she typically interacts with are all on basically free lunches and different things like that. The city schools have done a great job of trying to get those kids technology and food and everything, yes. But I'm sure there's a lot of new emotion and probably unknown emotion that you've had to deal with in education.
The teachers are struggling. I think the hardest thing for me in my current role is the teachers and supporting how they're struggling with their kids. Because I work more closely with the teachers than I do the kids currently, collectively. And so I think like my heart just really goes out to them, and not being able to see, the kids every day and worrying about them, while still obviously trying to take care of themselves and their families. And, it's a lot. But I think one of the things for me in several conversations that I've had with people, I think going back to my initial question is, it all comes down to that self-care thing. Like, I think it was a term that we really just threw around, like self-care Sunday, or make sure you're taking care of yourself. But for me personally, I think that I've tried to up the hobbies or the interests that I know drive me or give me encouragement. I've really tried to like focus on those in this time frame. So like, I love reading, I love painting, love being outside. So I've really tried to channel any worry or fear or negativity that comes up in those areas. So just ensuring that time is being spent on things that I know are going to invigorate me or get me over any sort of depressive thoughts or negative feelings or anything, in
completely.
Not always easy.
No, this is completely unprecedented.
Yeah.
I think even in some of the business guys that I have the ability to talk to, they're ahead of me in life and in success in just about every way. This is all brand new to them too. This isn't even close to like, a recession or a downturn in the market. This isn't close to even an act of terrorism. right? So we had like through our lifetime, we had the Oklahoma City bombing, we had an attempt on the World Trade Center, we then obviously had 9/11. So we've seen these terrible, terrible acts in our lifetime. The generation before us obviously knew that with Pearl Harbor, with JFK, with Martin Luther King Jr.,
Right.
all those terrible moments. This is a worldwide moment that, regardless of religion, regardless of belief, regardless of where you live, regardless of economic, race, anything, it has, everybody is in the same boat. I think for me, I try to keep, with the people that I interact with regularly, I try to be very positive. I try to keep in my mind that nobody likes a frustrated or distracted or scared leader. And so I try to do my best to manage what I need to do in myself personally and preparing in the morning. So that way I know if I do encounter any of those situations, I can be strong for somebody else. So it's like, that's one of the big things. So like, obviously we've talked a lot about, when we've had him on here with Tim Prater, we can't go to our gym. And one of the huge things for me has been that commitment in the morning of like, you have to just, and obviously it's not nearly as sophisticated as going to his gym. You know, obviously Josh doesn't agree with what I'm doing because he's been but you don't have Tim coaching you. You don't have the push of other people around you. It's literally me in my garage with, you know, a Bluetooth speaker and just trying to get motivated. It's like, if I can just sweat a little bit, challenge myself mentally, then that's a great way to kind of reset the day on, okay, let's get positive. Let's realize there's some stuff going on, especially with people facing real tragedies right now. I mean, absolutely. Even in our small community, there's some serious, people fighting for their lives, their family members praying for their life. So I think in that situation, we're fortunate enough to not be directly impacted, as in we don't have a family member sick. Our household is doing great. Our enrollment has been, fine. So we haven't had to deal with those risks. Are you okay? What did he say? What'd you do? Oh, you sneezed. Yeah. Oh, I thought you maybe like cussed after with your face.
Might as well have.
Yeah. But with all those situations, like, you know what, how we're getting through this isn't certainly as well as other people are getting through it. So don't get caught up in the media. Don't get caught up in the negativity of it. Try to be incredibly positive and encouraging for other people that may be in a really tough spot.
Yeah, that's true. So I've been to the store 3 times since.
There he is. Whoa, the hair. Dude, the hair. 3 times. Sorry. All the kids are awake.
Yeah, they took over. This is what it's like.
Yeah.
We really want to know.
They should do. We should have our kids do a podcast.
Like King President. That'd be sweet.
Oh my gosh, that guy was great. Oh, he's older now too. I wonder how old.
Oh.
We should have the kids do a podcast together. Just all of them just talking together. Just the conversations they would have.
We'll have to ask them.
It would need to be about 3.5 minutes because the odds of Anchor keeping his clothes on would be minimal.
Funny story, kind of as we wrap this up now, but as we woke up this morning, this guy found his way in our bed, and I roll over and I wake up and he's just laughing, and he's asleep, and and I go, buddy, you okay? And he goes, and he opened his eyes and he goes, where are the sausages? And I said, what? And he goes, both of the sausages, where are they? And I'm like, I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, they were just fighting. Did you hide them? I said, I'm pretty sure you were sleeping, buddy.
Oh, it was like he was still asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, you better clarify everything you just said.
I think
I didn't get it. I didn't know where you were. I was like,
it.
Well, Rafe always does crazy stuff.
Yeah. So.
Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Okay.
it's over now. The Cooper kids have taken over.
Yeah. Apparently.
Oh, look at Evie.
Hashtag quarantine life.
We couldn't get them. We couldn't get
No
them to bed
kidding.
earlier. So this is what work looks like for me, by the way. No, not really to the degree, but cool. Well, you got any parting words for us, Mr. and Mrs. Dunn?
Hmm.
No.
No words of wisdom.
Yeah. Pew pew. Pew pew pew. Oh yeah. I'm doing TikTok now. Apparently that's a thing.
I'm sorry, what?
Pew pew pew. Pew pew pew. Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a chopper.
Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a 22.
It's a 22. All right, Sophia's officially got us in TikTok, so we're gonna kill the TikTok game.
I mean, it's like,
Good for you. Maybe teach me.
Yeah. You need to be on TikTok, Josh.
we're
You
cool
do.
now. You got to
Keach up.
catch up.
It's a new
Coopers.
term. Keach up, dog.
Yeah. Claire and I may do the daddy-daughter dance, but that's about it.
That have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so you have to do hashtag daddy daughter dance, and it's just supposed to be a fun quarantine activity. So I challenged Josh and Claire to do one.
That's cool.
Let's do it. Josh, you're our outro guy, and you're not even locked in.
Yeah,
Great. Try this out.
We're kind of reading you to like, hey, I'll check it out, bro.
I've got kids everywhere.
That's your fault.
No mas.
It's actually a
All
good
done.
point. It's all
On
your
that note,
All my fault. Well, let's wrap up another beautiful podcast of how stupid people succeed. Somehow we just figure things out in life occasionally, especially during the quarantine, I guess. Right? Huh?
You're right. Keep guessing. That's it.
and we'll correct them when they're wrong. Right, Amanda?
Well,
that's what quarantine is right there.
make sure you go to YouTube. Find us on YouTube. Click the little bell. Subscribe to us. That helps us.
You literally,
Go to Facebook. You can like it. You can tag somebody. What?
Amanda, what does coronavirus taste like? You literally just got fed coronavirus.
I
Josh,
wash my hands.
the CEO is going to be at your house tomorrow and arrest you. Oh, there's Rafe.
I want to murder him. I'm not really. I might. Well, that's all we got for today. I'm done.